Shalom, shalom. This is Judah Nick with Awaken Israel, and this will be the last scripture reading of Judges. There are other playlists, and sometimes I give a little breakdown here and there. And yeah, hopefully this. Hold on, is this stream working properly? Let me see. Let me just double check. Okay, it is. Nice. Alright, man, let's get into it. Let's give all praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua. Hopefully this is edifying to someone. And yeah, let's get into it. Judges chapter 19 to 21. And it came to pass in those days, when there was no king in Israel, that there was a certain Levite sojourning on the side of Mount Ephraim, who took to him a concubine out of Bethlehem, Judah. And his concubine played the whore against him, and went away from him unto her father's house to Bethlehem, Judah, and was there 4 whole months. And her husband arose and went after her, to speak friendly unto her, and to bring her again, having his servant with him, and a couple of asses, so donkeys. And she brought him into her father's house. And when the father of the damsel saw him, he rejoiced to meet him. And his father-in-law, the damsel's father, retained him, and he abode with him 3 days. So they did eat and drink and lodge there. And it came to pass on the 4th day, when they arose early in the morning, that he rose up to depart. And the damsel's father said unto his son-in-law, Comfort thine heart with a morsel of bread, and afterward go your way. And they sat down and did eat and drink, both of them. For the damsel's father had said unto the man, Be content, I pray thee, and tarry all night, and let thine heart be merry. So he's asking him to stay. And when the man rose up to depart, his father-in-law urged him, therefore he lodged there again. So this is the second time he asked him. And he rose early in the morning on the 5th day to depart, and the damsel's father said, Comfort thy heart, I pray thee. And they tarried until afternoon, and they did both eat of them. They did eat both of them. And when the man arose up to depart, he and his concubine and his servant, his father-in-law, damsel's father, said unto him, Behold, now the day draweth toward evening, so nighttime. I pray you tarry all night. Behold, the day goeth to an end. Lodge here, that thy heart may be merry, and tomorrow get you early on your way, that you may go home. But the man did not toil that night, but he rose up and departed, and came against Jebus, which is in Jerusalem, and there with him 2 asses saddled, with his concubine also was with him. And when they were by Jebus, the day was far spent. And the servant said unto his master, Come, I pray thee, let us turn into the city of the Jebusites, and lodge in it. And his master said unto him, We will not turn aside hither into the city of a stranger, that is not of the children of Israel. We will pass over to Gibeah. And he said unto his servant, Come and let us draw near to one of these places to lodge all night, Gibeah or in Ramah. And they passed on and went their way, and the sun went down upon them when they were in Gibeah, which belongeth to Benjamin. Key words, or key parts of this so far. The man wanted to stay amongst his people and not amongst the heathens. Very wise. Verse 15, and they turned aside thither to go in and to lodge in Gibeah, and when he went, he sat him down in a street of the city, for there was no man who took them into his house to lodging. And behold, there came an old man from his work out of the field at evening, who was also of Mount Ephraim, and he sojourned in Gibeah, but the men of the place were Benjamites. And when he had lifted up his eyes, he saw a wayfaring man in the street of the city. And the old man said, Whither goest thou? And when must thou come? So he asked, Where art thou going? They going, and where did they come from? And he said unto him, We were passing through Bethlehem, Judah, towards the south side of Mount Ephraim. From thence I am, and I went to Bethlehem, Judah, but I am now going to the house of the Lord. And there is no man that receives me to house. So none of his people wanted to house him for like the night so he could be, on his way. Yet there is both straw and provender for our asses, and there is bread and wine also for me, and for thy handmaid, and for the young man which is with thy servants. There is no want of anything. And the old man said, Peace be with thee. However so, let all thy wants lie upon me, only lodge not on the street. So he didn't want his brethren to stay in the street. And he said, well, let's see what he did. So he brought him into his house, Barakata, and gave provender unto the asses, and they washed their feet and did eat and drink. Now as they were making their hearts merry, so they was having a good time, behold, the men of the city, certain sons of Belial, beset the house round about. So they camped around the house, and beat at the door, and spake to the master of the house, the old man, saying, Bring forth the man that came into this house, that we may know him. And the man, the master of the house, went out unto them, and said unto them, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you not. Do not so wickedly, seeing that this man is come into my house. Do not this folly. So they're going to do this, ignorant, stupid stuff. Behold, here is my daughter, a maiden, and his concubine. Them I will bring out now, and humble you them, and do with them what seemeth good unto you. But unto this man do no so a vile thing. So they was trying to have intercourse with them. These men that camped around the house were trying to, have intercourse with another man, which is a sin. But that's a big no-no. These guys were homosexuals. All right. So after that, I'm gonna get some precepts. Real quick. Let's see. Let's get Leviticus 20 and 13 to prove what they was doing is wrong in the scriptures, because as you just read, the men wanted to know him, as in have sex with the other men. But the master of the house, the Israelite, said he will give him his concubine, which is a woman, and his daughter. So he was offering up the concubine and the woman so they wouldn't sin. So not only did he warn them of their transgressions that they wanted to do, he also was offering them, his daughter. He didn't really have to do that, but it's like he did that anyway. Let's see, verse 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death, their blood shall be upon them. So, that is a clear indication that men are not meant to, lay together, and women are not meant to lay together. But let's continue. Verse 25. But the men would not hearken to him, so they didn't listen to him. So the man took his concubine and brought her forth unto them, and they knew her and abused her all the night until the morning, and when the day began to spring, they let her go. Then came the woman in the dawning of the day and fell down at the door of the man's house, where her lord was, till it was light. And her lord rose up in the morning and opened the doors of the house and went out to go his way. And behold, the woman, his concubine, was fallen down at the door of the house, and her hands were upon the threshold. And he said unto her, Up, and let us be going. But none answered. Then the man took her upon an ass, and the man rose up and let him and got him into his place. And when he was come into his house, he took a knife and laid hold on his concubine, and divided her together with her bones into 12 pieces, and sent her into all the coast of Israel. And it was said so that all that saw it said, there was no such deed done nor seen from the day that the children of Israel came up out of the land of Egypt unto this day. Consider of it, take advice, and speak your minds. So they basically had uh, intercourse with her all night, and she basically died from it. So, and after he chopped her body off, so they basically, uh, abused her all night. Judges chapter 20 verse 1. Then all the children went out, and the congregation was gathered as one man from Dan even unto Beersheba, with the land of Gilead, unto the Lord in Mizpah. And the chief of all the people, even of all the tribes of Israel, presented themselves in the assembly of the people of God, 400,000 footmen that drew sword. Now the children of Benjamin heard that the children of Israel were gone up to Mizpah, then said to the children of Israel, Tell us how was this wickedness? And the Levite, the husband of the woman who was slain, answered and said, Come, I came into Gibeah that belongeth to Benjamin. I am my concubine to lodge. And the men of Gibeah rose against me, and beset the house round about upon me by night. And they thought to have slain me and my concubine, have they forced that she is dead. And I took my concubine and cut her in pieces, and sent her throughout all the country of the inheritance of Israel, for they have committed lewdness and folly in Israel. Behold, you are all the children of Israel, give here your advice and counsel. And all the people arose as one man, saying, We will not any of us go to his tent, neither will any of us turn into his house. But now this shall be the thing which we will do to Gibeah. We will go up by lot against it. And we will take 10 men of 100 throughout all the tribes of Israel, and 100 of 1,000, and 1,000 out of 10,000, to fetch victual for the people, that they may do when they come to Gibeah of Benjamin, according to all the folly that they have wrought in Israel. So all the men of Israel were gathered against the city, knit together as one man. And the tribes of Israel sent men through all the tribe of Benjamin, saying, What wickedness is this that is done among you? Hold on, sorry. Okay, verse 13. Now therefore deliver us the men, the children of Belial, which are in Gibeah, that we may put them to death and put away evil from Israel. But the children of Benjamin would not hearken to the voice of their brethren, the children of Israel. But the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together out of the cities of Gibeah to go out to battle against the children of Israel. And the children of Benjamin were numbered at that time out of the city 26,000 men that drew sword, beside the inhabitants of Gibeah, which were numbered 700 chosen men. Among all this people, there were 700 chosen men left-handed. Every one could sling stones at a hair breadth and not miss. Damn. These guys had that that arm, should I say. And the men of Israel beside Benjamin were numbered 400,000 men that drew sword. All these were men of war. And the children of Israel arose and went up to the house of God, and asked counsel of God, and said, Which of us shall go up first to the battle against the children of Benjamin? And the Lord said, Judah shall go up first. And the children of Israel rose up in the morning and encamped against Gibeah. And the men of Israel went out to battle against Benjamin. And the men of Israel put themselves in array to fight against them at Gibeah. And the children of Benjamin came forth out of Gibeah, and destroyed down to the ground of the Israelites that day 22,000 men. And the people, the men of Israel, encouraged themselves, and set their battle again in array in the place where they put themselves in array the first day. And the children of Israel went up and went before the Lord until evening, so nighttime, and asked counsel of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up again to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother? And the Lord said, Go up against them. And the children of Israel came near against the children of Benjamin the second day. And the Benjamin went forth them out of Gibeah the second day, and destroyed down to the ground of the children of Israel again 18,000 men. All these drew the sword. Then all the children of Israel And all the people went up and came into the house of Yahweh and wept and sat there before the Lord and fasted that day until evening and burnt offerings and peace offerings before the Lord. And the children of Israel inquired of the Lord, for the ark of the covenant of God was there in those days. And Phinehas the son of Eleazar, the son of Aaron, stood before it in those days. Saying, shall I yet again go out to battle against the children of Benjamin, my brother, or shall I cease? And the Lord said, go up, for tomorrow I will deliver them into thy hand. And Israel set lies in wait around Gibeah, and the children of Israel went up to the children of Benjamin on the third day, and put themselves in array against Gibeah, as at the other times. And the children of Israel went out against the people, and were drawn away from the city, and they began to smite of the people, and kill as at other times in the highways, of which one go up to the house of God. And the other Gibeah, and to the other Gibeah in the field, about 30 men of Israel. And the children of Benjamin said, they are smitten down before us as at the first. But the children of Israel said, let us flee and draw them from the city unto the highways. And all the men of Israel rose up out of their place and put themselves in array at Baal Tamar. And their liers in wait of Israel came forth out of their places, even out of the meadows of Gibeah. And there came against Gibeah 10,000 men, chosen men out of all Israel, and the battle was sore, but they knew not that evil was near them. And the Lord smote Benjamin before Israel, and the children of Israel destroyed the Benjamites that day, 20 and 5,000 men, and 100 men. So 25,100 men, all these that drew sword. So the children of Benjamin saw that they were smitten, for the men of Israel gave place to the Benjamites, because they trusted into their lies in wait which they had set beside Gibeah. And the lies in wait hasted and rushed upon Gibeah, and their lies in wait drew themselves along, and smote all the city with the edge of the sword. Now there was an appointed sign between the men of Israel and the lies in wait, that they should make a great flame that smoke up rise up out of the city. And when the men of Israel were tired in the battle, Benjamin began to smite and kill of the men of Israel, Slakia, about 30 persons. For they said, surely they are smitten down before us, as in the first battle. But when the flame began to arise up out of the city with a pillar of smoke, the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended up to the heaven. So what happened was, the Benjamites came out of the cities, and the Israelites who were before them fled to draw them further away from the city. And the Israelites who encamped around the city hidden, once the Benjamites were further enough away from the city, they went and destroyed it behind them and put a big fire of smoke. And that's what happened. Oh. So what the Benjamites looked behind them, and behold, the flame of the city ascended upon to heaven. So verse 41, and when the men of Israel turned again, the men of Benjamin were amazed, for they saw the evil that was come upon them. Therefore they turned their backs before the men of Israel unto the way of the wilderness, but the battle overtook them, and them which came out of the cities they destroyed in the midst of them. Thus they enclosed the Benjamites round about, and chased them, and trod them down with ease over Gibeah toward the sunrising. Shalom. And there fell of Benjamin 18,000 men, all these were Manaphala. And they turned and fled toward the wilderness unto the rock of Rimmon, and they gleaned of them in the highways 5,000 men, and pursued hard after them unto Gidom, and slew 2,000 men of them. So that all which fell that day of Benjamin were 20 and 5,000 men that drew the sword. All these were Manaphala. But 600 men turned and fled to the wilderness unto rock Rimmon, and abode in the rock Rimmon 4 months. And the men of Israel turned again upon the children of Benjamin, and smote them with the edge of the sword, as well the men of every city, as the beast and all that came to hand. Also they set on fire all the cities that they came to. Eesh. Alright, Judges chapter 21. Now the men of Israel had sworn in Mizpah, saying, there shall not any of us give his daughter unto Benjamin to wife. They're saying this because, the Benjamite men had basically forced, intercourse with that one woman, and they basically forced her all night and she died in the morning. So this is why they made this promise. And the people came to the house of God and abode there till evening before God, and lifted up their voices and wept sore, and said, O Lord God of Israel, why is this come to pass in Israel, that there should be today one tribe lacking in Israel? And it came to pass in the morrow that the people rose early and built there an altar and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings. And the children of Israel said, who is there among all the tribes of Israel that come not up with the congregation unto the Lord? For they had made a great oath concerning him that come not up to the Lord of Mizpah, saying, he shall surely be put to death. And the children of Israel repented them for Benjamin their brother, and said, there is one tribe cut off from Israel this day. How shall we do for wives for them that remain? So there was no men left in Benjamin, or very few. Seeing we have sworn by the Lord that we will not give them our daughters to wives. And they said, what one is there of the tribes of Israel that came not up to Mizpah to Lord? And behold, there came none to the camp of Gilead to the assembly. For the people were numbered, and behold, there was none of the inhabitants of Gilead there. And the congregation sent hither 12,000 men of valiant test, and commanded them, saying, go and smite the inhabitants of Gilead with the edge of the sword, with the women and the children. And this is the thing that you shall do, you shall utterly destroy every male and every woman that have lain by men. And they found among the inhabitants of Gilead 400 young virgins that had not known no man, but are lying with any male, and they brought them unto the camp to Shiloh, which is in the land of Canaan. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon, and to call peaceably unto them. So basically, this is it's a group of Israelites that didn't come when Israel gathered together to go against Benjamin, I believe. And basically they killed all the men and the women who had wives, and they took all the women who didn't have men or were virgins, so they could give them to the Benjamites, which we're going to see later on. Because remember, a lot of Benjamite men had just recently died because of the infighting in Israel. Alright, verse 13. And the whole congregation sent some to speak to the children of Benjamin that were in the rock Rimmon. So remember, they encamped there 4 months at the rock Rimmon, the Benjamites that were left, and to call peaceably unto them. And Benjamin came at that time, and they gave them wives which they had saved the life of the woman of Gilead, and yet so they suffered them not. And the people repented them for Benjamin, because that the Lord had made a breach in the tribes of Israel. Then the elders of the congregation said, how shall we do for wives for them that remain, seeing that the women are destroyed out of Benjamin? And they said, there must be an inheritance for them that be escaped of Benjamin, that a tribe be not destroyed out of Israel. Howbeit we may not give them wives of our daughters, for the children of Israel have sworn, saying, cursed be he that give a wife to Benjamin. Actually, I may have got the song. So those women they gave may not have been uh Israelites. The women of Gilead, they might have been foreigners. But either way, um, the bloodline is called by the seed of men. So even if you have a foreigner wife, as we know from scripture, if you have an Israelite dad, that child is still an Israelite regardless. So even if you have a foreigner wife or woman, the child will still be an Israelite if the dad is an Israelite. Not by the woman, but by dad. Because as we know, the seed is called, and men have seed and a woman don't. So let's continue. Verse 19. Then they said, behold, there is a feast of the Lord in Shiloh yearly in a place which is on the north side of Bethel, on the east side of the highway that goeth up from Bethel to Shechem, and on the south of Lebanon. Therefore they commanded the children of Benjamin, saying, go and lie in wait in the vineyards, and see and behold if the daughters of Shiloh come out to dance in dances. Then come ye out of the vineyards, and catch you every man his wife of the daughters of Shiloh, and go to the land of Benjamin. And it shall be, when their fathers of their or their brethren come unto us to complain, that we will say unto them, be favorable unto them for our sakes, because we reserve not to each man his wife in the war. For ye did not give unto them at this time, that you should be guilty. And the children of Benjamin did so, and took them wives according to their number of them that dance, whom they called, and they went and returned unto their inheritance, and repaired their cities, and dwelt in them. And the children of Israel departed thence at that time, every man to his tribe and to his family, and they went out from thence, every man to his inheritance. In those days there was no king in Israel, every man did that which was right in his eyes. So this was a whole bunch of mess, but this is what happens when, Israel don't keep the commandments and don't follow also what Yahweh says to do. So what can we take away from this is, as Israelites, if you have the opportunities to stay away from his heathens, I would highly suggest it. 2, obviously rape is a sin, so that's a no-go. And just to prove it, I'm gonna see if I can find another precept. So as we just seen with the story of Judges, we're gonna get Deuteronomy. I want to get chapters 26 to 27 to give someone more further understanding. No, actually, it's Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 26 to 27, I believe. Let's see. But unto the damsel thou shalt do nothing. There is in the damsel no sin wherewith death. For as when a man ariseth against his neighbour and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in a field. So this is the key part, guys. He found her in a field, and betrothed the damsel. Then the betrothed damsel cried, and there was none to save her. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, which is not betrothed, and lay hold on her, and lie with her, and they be found, then the man that lay with her shall give unto the damsel's father 50 shekels of silver, and she shall be his wife, because he have humbled her. He may not put her away with his life. A man shall not take his father's wife, nor discover his father's skirt. Where is it? Slacker. Okay, it's 25. It's 25. I missed it. Salakia. It's verse 25. Verse 25. Deuteronomy chapter 22 and 25. But if a man find a betrothed damsel in the field, and the man force her and lie with her, then the man only that lay with her shall die. As you see, there it's a sin. So rape is a sin in scriptures for those who don't know. And yeah, hopefully this is edifying. There are other scripture readings. This is the last 3 chapters of the book of Judges. And yeah, all praise to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, and hopefully this is edifying. Been your brother Judah Nick with Awaken Israel, and there are other playlists like Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers. We've just done Judges. I think I done another one. I can't remember right now. It wasn't Genesis. And yeah, if anybody wants to watch those playlists, by all means. And yeah, shalom, shalom, shalom.